All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Florencio Files. And he's playing ZERG. And you guys know you are in for peak StarCraft when Florencio's playing ZERG, because this is a man who doesn't know how to use hotkeys or look at two things at once. So we are going to see some peak play. This is none other than You Gonna Lose, aka the sewer mermaid himself. It is Florencio. His opponent in the top right-hand side. Oh, geez. I love it. There's certain words, like, I think you can't have, like, certain colors in your name and stuff. Like, there's all sorts of, like, random words that are censored by Blizzard. But they're like, oh, if you take the C out of the F word, nope, we're not going to catch that with our automatic filters. I'm like, who wrote these censorship filters? You guys suck. You guys suck. How did you let this through? What the hell? This is Yo Mama. We're going to call him Yo Mama. Oh, my lord. And that's a fortune. Oh, he's cannon rushing Florencio. Wait, Florencio? The hell? Florencio went hatch first on time. And he's going 3 hatch before pool. Oh, no. Okay, so Florencio, and he sees a probe that looks so sus, by the way. Florencio's like, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to go 3 hatch. I don't even care. Oh, my God. This is actually sick. I've never seen Florencio get a 17 hatch before. When he goes hatch first, normally it goes on at like a minute and a half, guys. It goes down in a minute and a half. Like, normally he's so slow, but he built drones up to 17, built a hatchery, then another hatchery. What's he going to do when he gets cannon rushed? Well, that cannon is terribly positioned. Okay, so this is a very bad cannon rush with maximum surface area, but he's only pulled 4 drones, so he can't defend it. That's too many cannons. Yeah, that's actually good enough. It's good enough. It'll get the job done. Cancels the cannon, cancels that one too. I think he should still let the cannons finish just to be annoying. And Florencio just goes and builds another hatchery. He's like, yeah, it's fine. I just keep droning. He's like, you can't build cannons as fast as I can build hatcheries, dickhead. And he's actually going to get a cannon kill. Oh my God, that's kind of sick, dude. Meanwhile, Nexus and a gateway goes down. Has this even been enough? Has this even been enough? Oh my. Oh, going for another layer of cannon rush. Florencio knows, because he's like, dude, I'm an expert cannon rusher. That's all I do. You know, I literally evolved swimming through the sewers of the North American ladder. People think North America's bad. Wait until you frigging literally live only in the excrement and filth and runoff of the society that is the NA ladder. I mean, NA ladder is literally where the dirtiest players hang out. And this guy is the filth of the filth. But you know what? Only 4 drones. And he doesn't... Oh my God, he's attacking the pilot. You gotta attack the cannon, buddy. Oh my God, this is actually gonna work. Oh my God, Florencio is actually getting ruined here. The Zerglings are coming out, but they're not gonna be there in time. These pylons are walling it off. And this player not only has double gas up, they've got a Nexus up. Dude, they're transitioning behind this way better than Florencio normally. And he just cancels it. Gets the cancel. He's like, yeah, don't need it. I would have left a cannon there as Yo Mama, just to like create a zone of control, like an annoying area. So I think Yo Mama, even though it's cool to get all these refunds, imagine just keeping a cannon here, how annoying that would be for Florencio to deal with. Florencio has now gone double gas, but he's just retaken that. I love that his drones are long distance mining here rather than mining from the finished base. He finally cleans that up, but there's a cannon off at home, Cybercore, the gases are mining, the probes are getting chronoed, and Yo Mama, I mean, to be fair, I think we read the name, and we probably should have realized that Yo Mama wasn't exactly going to be a straight up player, because someone who has this name in the game, let's be real, they're the person when they beat you, they type that. You guys know, it doesn't matter what game you're playing, there's a certain section, let's say 50% of teenagers playing games these days. 50%? Is that a fair percentage? And a bunch of very sad older people as well, who know every time they're winning the game, it's not enough to just win. They've got to say, hello, opponent, I'm winning the game. And I think this is probably one of those players. So I'm actually looking forward to this because, I mean, Florencio's, I would say just macroing, but it's like very subpar macro. We're getting to see Florencio now, like not really droning very well. Is he using control groups? He's got all 3 hatcheries on 1 control group and they've all rallied to a base. Oh, that's actually pretty good for flow. And he's just built 10 drones at once. I mean, he only has 1 queen out, and he's only building queens from the base that already has queens at it. So we're seeing, this is like, I feel like this is the scene in Men in Black when the cockroach like kills the farmer after it lands and puts on the man costume, you know? That's like Florencio at the moment pretending to be a macro player. He's like, what? I'm just a stand-up macro player. And the fucking like bubbles of shit coming out of his mouth and stuff. He's like walks in from the farmhouse and his wife's just like, oh, what was out there? And he's like, oh, don't you worry, Dolores. Just get me a glass of shit water, please. And you're like, what? And she's like, what? And he's like, oh, shit water. I need shit water. And he's like, what? And he just is like getting her to put more and more shit. I don't know why she's got shit in a can, which she's putting in the water, but I guess she does because Dolores is, I don't know, she's prepared for strange situations. Don't you dare judge Dolores. She's great. Anyways, a spy is on the way here for Flo, and he's massing slow Zerglings. He's actually remembered to make Ling Speed this game. I've cast multiple Zerg games where he makes like 80 slow Zerglings, starts fighting, and you can kind of see the like cog ticking and him like, they seem a little slower than normal. And you see him like go home and click it, and you're like, ah! But he's remembered the upgrade, he's going muted, so he's actually at a great spot now because Yo Mama, who seems to only know how to build cannons, has built an immortal and a zealot and a stalker and some gateways, and he's going to do a charge all in, which is really good versus Zerglings, but I think the muters are going to get out just in time. Maybe actually. The gateways are finishing. How many gateways is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 12 probes on minerals, so it's not even 2 full bases for the Protoss. Protoss warps in a few zealots. If the Protoss gets in there now, could do some big damage, but that's 28 Zerglings. It's probably enough for such a small unit set. And this is not an 8-gate. The Protoss player floating a lot of money, not having enough gateways, is going to come in, and you can see the Protoss player is kind of just going to group up these units, but does not have enough. Maybe if there was one big zealot warping, could have done it. Zealot warping's a little slow though. Oh, hot pickup micro. Yo Mama going full tryhard on this shiznit. Those Zerglings do go down. The muters are gonna try and defend this, but the drones are definitely in a little bit of disarray. I think he's just gonna kill that hatchery. If he clicks it with the Immortal and the Zealots, I think he kills the hatchery. Zealot distracts the muters in the main. Those muters go after the Prism. Florencio not prioritizing defending the hatchery, and it does go down. Now we have a macro mutiling Florencio here up against a cheesy Protoss player. And I mean, this is kind of funny because I don't know if Florencio knows how to bounce back from damage. He still has only got 7 workers on his natural for whatever reason. But the opponent is now building cannons. And oh, he's got some stalkers. Wait, why are they here? Why has he got stalkers in the middle of the map? What's he doing? Oh, what a donkey. He's like, oh shit, I need stalkers to defend the muters. Let's click them across the map. Did he like F2 click them or something? Does recall a couple, but that's a little bit of a bummer. And that's how it goes. Ooh, got some alerts on there. Thank you very much, 100 biddies. Muters coming in. They're going to snipe out some of these probes as well. Ooh, ooh-wee. Okay, muters do some damage. Muters do some damage. How many units did we just kill there? Only a couple of probes. Florencio's taken a 4th hatch and a 5th hatch. Still has not, actually droned the minerals a little bit there. He's only building muters and lings. Now the Protoss player is only making stalkers on 2 base. And let's see if this Protoss player is a true Florencio. Both Nexus on a control group, 10 stalkers on a control group with a zealot, and a robo on a control group. Oh, this is super tryhard. 3 different control groups, are you kidding me? What do you think, you're a pro gamer or something, Yo Mama? You absolute tryhard. Florencio's going to come in there. Look at that pro muter harass. He pulls back the full hit point muters and then puts the low hit point muters back in range of the cannon. That's what we call a scientific intimidation maneuver. For those who don't know, basically it's like if you're in a street fight, if you expose your crotch purposefully to your opponent, it both shows that you don't have any fear of them kicking your so-called sensitive areas, but it also, it just kind of confuses them because they're like, well, why would you do that? You know, so it gets them second guessing themselves. Then they start to hesitate and be nervous. And we all know in a street fight, you can't be nervous. Even if there is a man who has literally just untucked himself, he's unzipped, he's stuck out both beans and the Frankfurt, and is kind of just letting them hang out while continuing to taunt you in the pre-battle situation. That's kind of what Florencio did there, and you can see it's worked because Yo Mama comes across the map and says, how dare you untuck your mutalisks and show them to me? The Zergling's going to go for this around. Nice little micro with the Stalkers, but there's just nothing to kill the Zerglings, man. Zerglings are so good versus Muters. He's trying to warp in Zealots to deal with the Zerglings. The Muters going to try to get back up there. The Stalkers are, but the Muters stop the Zealot warp in. And that's actually some good focus fire by Florencio here, who's massing Mutiling. And he's He's defending a cheeser. He's playing macro mutiling, guys. This is solid economic play. He's on 5 base and he's totally using them really well. Great economy management. He's doing economy, 12 drone, economy. He has a queen. It didn't inject at one point. There's another queen. I don't think she ever injected, but he's still doing things. He's building stuff, and now he should be able to easily win this game with this Ling Muta counterattack. Let's see how Florencio chooses to throw the game. He lets the Zealot set up in the wall and pulls back to the 3rd base. Okay, so he's at literally reversaled supply, 37 versus 78. It's like, what? What are we? Okay, Florencio's going to build 12 drones, followed by 12 more drones. And he's going to macro on up. Now, what's great is he's only making mutas and zerglings. And well, this is fantastic because Florencio, I think he's played against so many macro players where he cheeses them, he counters their unit comp really hard, and then wins games he shouldn't win, loses games he shouldn't lose by being silly, right? But in this scenario, he said, well, I'm the macro player, so I need to be really inflexible and kind of stupid. So he's saying, well, if you just mass Archons, it hard counters zerglings and mutas. So your mama's doing what Florencio normally does. He's countering his opponent's composition. Florencio is building a shit ton of drones and doing nothing but making lings and mutas. And he's vibing it. He's saying, if I have more stuff beats less stuff. This is so alien to me. What, is he on drugs? Has someone been giving him their prescriptions and trading them for fucking science school coaching or something? Like, what is this? He's just making mutas and zerglings while working on main-adding my drones. What are you even? No! This is not the sewer mermaid I know and love. He's going, and now he's teching into multiple tech structures while droning up 5 bases. No, I don't like this. This makes me very uncomfortable. This is kind of like, it's like, you know, when someone's like, oh, you know, that like for you to be born, like your grandma had to bump uglies a bunch of times, right? And you're like, don't say that. I don't want to think about that. Well, I don't want to think about Florencio learning to macro. What is this? He's attacking in the main. He's doing a bit of a muta run by, kills the shield battery, and then he hold positions there, does take out the cannon. He's doing harassment, effective harassment right now. This disgusts me. Oh, he does have a lot of zerglings waiting over there. He's now making unupgraded hydras. Oh, he's absolutely cosplaying as a macro player. He's like, when I play PvZ, they always make unupgraded hydras. They forget the 2 upgrades that turn them into good units on the hydra den. I'm going to do that now. He's like, I'm a macro player. He's like, like making 90 workers, not thinking about what's happening in the game. I'm a superior strategy player because I built more things without thinking about what those things were, engaging in any tactics, strategy, unit counters, or having an idea of what's going on. This is literally, I think we're seeing, this is Florencio doing a circus. He's showing what he thinks are dirty macro players. He's like, just make more lings and mutas. Duh. It's like, seriously, this is offensive. If you guys out there are an honorable macro player who both builds units, uses control groups, and also knows how to engage in strategy and unit counters and understanding what's going on, send your angry tweets at Florencio. Tell him you're not impressed with his disgusting impersonation of our kind. And we need to start a protest and a petition to tell him to stop this, because this is disgusting. I guess now he's kind of pulled back up his ramp into mass spine lurker. I'd still feel he probably has enough mutas and zerglings because he could even A-move the Archons that are so good versus army. Shield battery overcharge is not quite in range of the cannon. Lings are going to come in and surround on the front and get a big engage. The mutas are going to take out pretty much every probe. And here comes, oh my god, the Zealot Archon's actually smashing through the wall of Hentacles. For some reason, the lurkers are up the ramp. Oh, of course. Okay, that's classic Florencio. He always pretends to have defense at the front. And then when the opponent thinks they've cracked through, the real defense is always on top of his ramp. We've seen this before with Terran. He always has a bunker and 2 siege tanks behind his main mineral line, because it's fun to use that after losing your natural. He's trying to build 37 spine crawlers over there, channeling his inner mineral thief. Shout out to Mineral Thief wherever you are out there if you're still doing your thing on the ladder. It's been a while since we've seen it, mate. For those who don't know the legend of Mineral Thief, it's a player who only builds drones and buildings. He just takes every base on the map and just builds spine crawlers and hatcheries and drones and spore crawlers everywhere, and then tries to build hatcheries up next to your base and mine your minerals with his workers. And that's how he baits you into attacking into his spine crawlers. Like, it is the silliest thing ever. Florencio, not quite on that level. Mineral Thief regularly gets 170 workers up in the first 10 minutes of the game, if you let him. Florencio's not quite going to be able to do that. And I think it's just a base trade now. But Florencio, remember, is one who knows... I mean, you know, if you say don't play with your food, he'd argue he's not playing. He's simply savoring the flavor. And I always kind of counter that by saying, Florencio, how many vials of people's salty-ass fucking tears can you drink? And like, if you drink it every day, you don't need to savor it. And he says, oh no, every tear is like a fresh one of a victim freshly slaughtered. And I'm like, what? And he's like, oh, no, I mean in the video game sense. I don't actually stab and murder. I'm like, why is your dog's name Dexter? Why do you always have plastic coverings in your apartment when you invite me over? And you always look shady when I turn around and you're standing behind me. And why are you always like holding a knife behind your back all the time? I don't understand. Why is Neeb only still living with you because you literally like holding your guac recipe captive and it's the only reason? It's because you're a psychopath and a serial killer. Now, Florencio, I think at this point, we're in the tail end of the game. Remember the guys, Florencio does take a long time to finish his games, and we always like to give shout-outs to our Patreon supporters. A lot of those have got on due to the Florencio files. So while Florencio here basically, I don't want to be too graphic, but touches himself to his opponent's pain, I think is how we can describe. Let's give some thanks to our Patreon supporters. Big thanks to everyone who supports the Florencio files and keeps it and the rest of our YouTube content going. I mean, there's nothing happening in this game. Let's go take a look at the wall of bacon while the replay continues. A massive thanks to everyone who helps out and supports Modern Totem, Maxan, Colonel SC, Pimp City, and Apollo God. Thank you very much for the love. All of you who are on those higher tiers, thank you so much. But everyone who supports even a little bit, or if you're a supporter on the Twitch stream, it all makes a big difference. So thank you very much for keeping that up, guys. And don't forget to check out the Patreon in the links down below the YouTube and the stream. So for now, Florencio is going to really enjoy just chilling, and we're going to fast forward because he's never going to finish this game otherwise. He fires his mutas into the Archons. Oh my god, that's not how you fight. Mutas are very bad versus Archons, guys. If you get like one Archon on its own and you spread your mutas out, you can kill it pretty quickly. It's okay. When you get a clump of them, their splash damage is crazy, man. Now, Archon Zealot is not very good versus Lurkers, especially when you don't have the ability to see them. Spines up the butt, definitely one of the more painful ways to go. There's even a Hentacle on the high ground. It's going to kill an Archon, isn't it? It's going to kill that Archon! Oh, gets it to 5 hit points, kills it! And then the Lurkers are just going to move up there as well. The Mutas could be winning the base trade right now, but Florencio is going to slowly savor and enjoy moving the Lurkers little bit by little bit. Yo Mama is, I don't know if believing or more salty and angry at this point. You get two kinds of players who play like Yo Mama. Really salty douchebags and people who are basically perma-stoned and are just they're just, hey man, this is so fun, I'm just fucking around in the video game. We're gonna find out very soon, before Yo Mama leaves. Is it like, oh man, I'm just having fun with my Archons, dude? Or are we gonna have, you need to go F yourself, you know, kill yourself, blah, blah, blah. Are we gonna see the outburst from Yo Mama? I'm feeling, actually, because Yo Mama's kind of still microing Archons, I think Yo Mama's actually chill. I think Yo Mama's a perma-stoned character. Now, these Archons are cornered by the Lurkers, so they are about to go down. It's actually surprising how long it takes Lurkers, especially without the range upgrade to get them. Yeah, Yo Mama's just standing there in the Lurker spines. Does go down, and with that... Oh, no GG! But doesn't say anything rude. Maybe broken keyboard. Maybe broke the keyboard. Probably, I'm thinking a Rage Lord. No GG, probably a Rage Lord. GG, well played. Thank you, Florencio, for that delectable treat and your very high-level macro play. Apparently, building more bases counters Cannon Rush. Well done.